Hi, this is Joanne, and this is my reflection video for D027 Advanced Pathopharmacological Foundations CPE Phase 1. The disease process that I have chosen based on the CDC Top 10 causes of death in the United States is Alzheimer's disease. So to synthesize the sources I gathered for the disease process that I chose, first I gathered, of course, relevant literature to work on, and I only used 3 sources for this task. I organized my notes to see relationships of the articles, their similarities, their differences and gaps. Common points were identified, and although there were no divergence of ideas in the paper or in the sources that I chose, some points were not mentioned in the other sources. So I organized the body of my final synthesis thematically based on the recommendation of a colleague. And so I arranged them like pathologically, the pathology first, the clinical manifestation, diagnosis, and then the treatment. Another pointer that I received was to try to reword phrases in as simple words as possible for the sake of non-medical readers, and but because there are so medical jargon or medical terms in the pathophysiology part, this was not carried out in the revision. The challenge that I encountered was the searching of sources, as there were so many articles relating to the disease process. So I chose the articles that I got because I saw that some points are the same and some points are different from each other. Another challenge is synthesizing the sources into a one-page paper. With so many points to cover, I had to reword and trim my sentences and to lessen my examples to make it fit into a one-page paper. So I chose Alzheimer's disease simply because we have a lot of these cases. I mean, we have a lot of the other cases in our facility too, but for some reason I am more curious about the disease process of the Alzheimer's disease. And it was a new discovery for me to realize, or to, when I read an article that said, or one of my articles that said, the disease process begins long before it reaches its clinical symptoms, and this period may be the most ideal to intervene if there's a way to modify the disease. Also, in general, all the readings that I've seen, that I've read, most of them say that an individual who is diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease will live between 8 to 10 years, but their life expectancy may range from 3 to 20 years depending on their lifestyle when the disease was first diagnosed. So that's a new thing for me. Well, anyway, thank you.